My name is Jesse Monday. I was the director, co-writer, and editor for Ghost Cop. Ghost Cop started one night when my roommate Ryan and I were listening to some temp music for something else that I was doing. And we found this really edgy, like 70s funk rock music that just sounded like kind of like a detective show. And we just kind of snowballed the idea from there. We were thinking, like, what if there was a cop, a detective, that was also a ghost?
Action!
Hey, my name is Ryan Ellington. I was a screenwriter and did some of the cinematography for Ghost Cop. I'm lost in the woods, and I think I heard a bear, but I think that the idea for Ghost Cop mostly arose out of a script for a horror movie that Jesse and I were working on for the better part of a year. While we were living together, we started writing a film about a detective who is trying to find a missing girl and later learns that there is a cult run by a group of kind of neo-masculinists, like a cult of masculinity. Anyways, that ended up falling through for a number of reasons, but the germ of the idea was still kind of there. And so I think that sort of translated in some ways into Ghost Cop, a spectral detective who happens upon a weird cult run by a sex king.
Oh, praise Jesus!
We started writing it, and throughout the whole writing process, he was a ghost. Like, through and through, he was a ghost. He was a ghost that was also a detective, also a cop. And we were writing the meeting with Cognizance, and it gets to the part where Cog calls him Ghost Cop for the first time. The line was originally also, I'm a ghost. And I changed it, and I went to Ryan and I said, hey, what do you think of this? And I had changed the line to also, he thinks I'm a ghost.
Ghost Cop, but I think we're in business.
Also, he thinks I'm a ghost.
And Ryan loved it, I liked it, and so it kind of just went from there. And we went with this, everyone thinks that McCluskey's a ghost for some reason, and he doesn't really understand why. He kind of displays some ghost-like qualities, but not really, and Cognizance is just a weirdo who thinks he's a ghost and then spreads this rumor around the city that he's a ghost. So everyone he encounters calls him Ghost Cop, and the whole time he's just like, okay. And then eventually by the end of the movie, or the end of the short film, he's running with it. And he maybe lets it go too far. And by the end of it, McCluskey has become the Ghost Cop.
You say you can't kill him.
Yeah, so we're gonna change that line a little bit.
Okay.
I'm looking down at the hat and I said, don't you know, Sex King, you can't kill a ghost. That's good.
We're impressed with your exploits, Ghost Cop. Too bad, though, because if I get my way, this case will be your last.
You should know, Sex King. You can't kill a ghost.
So most of the time, the space on screen is flooded in primary colors. We stuck largely with hard reds and hard blues. One, because that looks like a police siren, so it's thematically consistent, and two, because I'm really colorblind and can only see deep primaries. But all that aside, we kind of tried to model the visual style off of what I imagined it might be like if Mario Bava directed The Maltese Falcon. Very much surreal, otherworldly. Ghost Cop is not a ghost. You know, Ghost Cop is not a ghost, but he he inhabits a haunted world.
Action.
A lot higher than I thought. Okay, do it one more time.
My name is Trey Brown, and I did not help write Ghost Cop at all, but I was contacted by Jesse. I went to high school with him, and he said, hey, do you want to come shoot this movie that I wrote with my friend? And I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I did that, and I was, what was I? I helped with a lot of the cinematography and camera operating, as well as the behind-the-scenes footage, and I'm making this video right now. That's a thing. I'd never actually shot a movie before, so this is, I guess, technically my first one. I've done stuff for school and things on my own, but nothing like a narrative or short film. Or I'm gonna say I didn't really know what I was doing half the time, but I just kind of pretended. The camera and the rig we used was way more expensive and advanced than anything I'd ever used myself at all. They explained how it worked a little bit, and I said, okay, I'll figure this out as I go, and then I did that. I tried my best. I don't know. Mainly, I was worried about keeping things in focus. That was goal number one. Good framing and keeping things in focus. And I think I did that all right, but half of it was because we had a really cool anamorphic lens, and so that did half the work. It looks cool just because of that. And then I think I helped a little bit, but that's my main contribution. When I wasn't operating the camera, I was operating this camera, getting behind the scenes stuff. So if you don't see any behind the scenes stuff for certain scenes or shots, it's because I was probably operating the actual camera. And I don't know, we're just throwing all this together so you can see how we made it.
I think the short film is going to be a lot different than what people expect it to be, and that's almost by design. The trailer we put out, the stills we put out, have been making it seem like it's this next generation of filmmaking, and it's
3 simple letters. But what could it mean?
And it's just gonna be this drama that this detective noir film, and it's just gonna be a goofy comedy, and it's something that makes us laugh. And we put those out like that by design, and it's gonna be a lot different than what people expect it to be, but we're excited about it.
Action. Action.
I missed the gun.
After paying for the anamorphic lens that we used to shoot the movie, we didn't have any budget money left to pay the cast or crew. And so we offered to feed them instead of paying them, to which they agreed. I don't actually remember feeding them, though.
We all had so much fun shooting this that like 4 days after we got done shooting, Ryan texted me again and was like, "Hey, I'm writing another short film. Do you think we could shoot it?" And I think everyone just had such a fun time doing this that we're ready to do the next project. And this isn't even edited halfway yet, so we're ready to do the next thing. We all had so much fun on production. Thank you for everyone who sweated it out with us because it was really hot. And especially everyone wearing costumes like me, had that big coat on and everything. Gosh, the hat, everything was just drenched in sweat by the end of the night. But thank you to everyone who was there and helped us achieve Ghost Cop.
Let's do it.